Hi everybody, I have a project to share with you for the Piece by Piece. I altered this canvas album from Canvas Corp. Really fun. I've done one before. I think it was probably a year and a half ago or so. I know it was like right before I moved to Nevada. And it was a lot of fun, and this paper, I just love this paper. I used the Prima Nature Garden paper. And so what I did was I used a lot of Lindy sprays in the South Shore Sand and Clambake Beige and a little bit of the, I think it's like Toto's something black something, sorry guys. And of course all of the trims are from the Piece by Piece. This is a Prima, one of those Odette flowers that I sprayed, and this is one of the vines. I believe this is from, I want to say the Lyric or the Almanac collection. This is a Leaky Shed Studio chipboard piece here that I just put some gesso and then some doilies back here, and I layered some paper. Back here, I don't know if you could see that, but I used a Prima mask and I used some modeling paste and some shimmers, textures. I love the textures. If you guys can get a hold of some, it is just, I love it. It's shimmery and it's just gritty, and it's perfect for if you like a lot of texture. So let's see. Like I said, I layered a bunch of papers, and this trim here is from the Piece by Piece. Gorgeous. And see, I layered a clock, and it says Cherish Life, and this is a rub-on from Kaisercraft, and this is one of the chipboard pieces from the collection. And then this says sometimes the dreams that come true are the dreams that you never knew you had, which is really true. And I used some cheesecloth, sprayed it with some Lindy's, the South Shore Sand and Clambake Beige, and also a black color. You can see here I used a lot of the black there. On to the next page. And I actually did this inside out, I guess, if that makes sense. It's supposed to be like this. I actually glued these two together to make a pocket, but this is supposed to go all the way around the album. So instead, I have to, it starts in the middle, and then I have to kind of wrap it around and tuck it under. But that's okay. It works. And I didn't realize until I was halfway done, so I couldn't really go back. Here I layered a bunch of papers, and then the trim here, so some more trim here. And then I layered some of these. This is from the Pink Paisley Hope Chest collection, but I just thought it went perfect, the colors and everything. So you can journal, put some pictures in there, some fairies, some more cheesecloth. This is a Leaky Shed Studio butterfly with a little Prima flower, and then these Prima flowers over here with a pearl in the center. And then here I kind of created another little kind of where you can journal, put pictures, and I doubled them up. Okay, so this is another one of those Hope Chest pieces there. And I used gesso on every page just to make it a little bit more shabby and whitewashed. And I used the shimmers, textures here, you can see here, on the paper, and just randomly through the whole project. Really like it. Here I used some more paper, and I put Dream here, and I used Crafter's Workshop mask there, and I sprayed it with, I believe, the South Shore Sand. And then these are some of those Prima flowers, and I found they're very delicate, so I glued them on, the petals onto the wire again. They kept coming off, and I haven't used them. I have a few packages of them in different colors, and they just, I don't know, they just don't stay together for me for some reason. And then here's another card, but this one's put down, but I left it a little bit so you could put a picture. And then here's a little fairy, some more trims from the Piece by Piece. Here I left this a little bit more blank so that you could put a really nice picture there, and the flowers are just gorgeous. And then I tied a bow with this trim here. This one is one of my favorite pages. I love this trim here. It's like, it reminds me of seashells. I don't know, it's really pretty. This trim here is just, all the trims are just so gorgeous. Then I added some more journal pieces there, and then another little flower here. It says Live, Love, Journal. And then this one is so pretty too. It's got some cheesecloth, just really shabby. I left it really shabby and kind of not undone, but kind of that look of just shabbiness, I guess. And I'm sure you guys are all laughing at me. It's really late, so bear with me. This is the other half of the Leaky Shed Studio clock. It's not actually a clock, it's just a circle. You could put clock hands in the middle or whatever, but here I glued these two together to make a pocket to put whatever you want in. I almost attempted to make it all each page a pocket, but it's really risky for me since I don't sew, so I wouldn't be able to sew it back together if it didn't work out. And I mean this album is pretty expensive, so I didn't want to ruin it. And then here is another one of my favorite pages. It's just so shabby and just pretty. I used this really wide lace, and I just covered the whole page and kind of had it coming off. And then this is a Prima resin, and then one of the flower trims. And this is a canvas piece from one of the Resist canvas pieces from Prima. Just have these really gorgeous papers there layered together. And then I used some of the textures from Shimmers. And then this one here. And I used the Lindy's Clambake Beige, South Shore Sand, and the other one is Sandra D Sepia. This Toto's Tornado Black. Okay, because there was some black in the papers. Although I, mostly kept it really shabby and soft colors, but like this page is a little bit, has a little bit darker colors. This is a little glassine bag that I embossed, just to stick little random things in there, journaling, whatever. And then the trim down there, and there are the fairies. I used the Martha Stewart border punch to punch out a decorative, edge on the side here. And there's a lot of pages in this album. This one here, I used the brick mask that I used on one of these pages, on this one, but I used the modeling paste and some textures to create a really fun background. And I used the Clambake Beige and the South Shore Sand to, kind of give it a different color in the background. And I used some textures. Did I already say that? I think I already said that. And then one of the, sorry for all my ums, you guys, flower trims, and I sprayed it with the Clambake Beige. And this little chipboard piece says Delight. And then I sprayed this with a little mixture of the, what is this one? Sandra D Sepia, and a lot of the South Shore Sand. And I just rubbed some of the textures from Shimmers along the paper here. And I tore all of the papers. I really love how that looks in, the whole feel of the album. And then I use the same trim here to kind of, you know, draw it together. And then this is a kind of doily piece that I got in a prize package a while ago. And some more fairies. I love all the fairies. It's so pretty. Oh, this is a petaloo flower here. And let's see. I just inked the edges of this with Vintage Photo, and I inked a lot of the edges with Vintage Photo. This one here I used the, I want to say I used the South Shore Sand and a Prima mask, and I just layered some paper and then a journaling card here. And then I love this fairy. I believe I used this fairy in the other album that I made too. She's so cute. And I thought it was cute because she's kind of looking down, and I put a picture there or whatever. Here's some more journaling pieces. Folded this one in half. And then this is from the Hope Chest paper. And then this one here, I used that other doily piece there. And here I used the lace again here. And a lot of it, I mean, it's really, you know, it's not all the way glued down 100%. I just like that look. It gives it more flow and just a different feel for the whole album. Another fairy here. And let's see. I think that's it. The back I kind of made a little bit shabby. Kind of tore some papers for the edges there. And so there it is. I love it. I'm going to add some more journaling pieces and things here and there, but for the most part it's done. And I think I already said, but I am going to have most of the process after this. So I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you guys so much for watching. And make sure you stop by Bev's store on Etsy and the website, because lots of fun things and classes going on over in her store in Fremont. So if you're in the area, or if you're going to be in the area, make sure you stop by her store, and all the links will be down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye. Okay, so I'm starting off with this Canvas Corp mini album, and I am going to be taking some gesso and some modeling paste and a lot of different mediums to do the front cover. I didn't know exactly where I was going with it to begin with, so I just wanted to, you know, do the wet mediums first and then go on to the paper and the embellishments. So this is a Prima mask, and I'm now taking the modeling paste and just randomly putting it on the album there. And I'm not doing the middle just because I know that I'm not going to be, I'm going to be adding paper in the middle, sorry. And I used some Lindy Stamp Gang spray in Jack Frost, and that is some shimmers, textures, and I love that stuff. It is very gritty and just lots of fun to work with. I did spray the album, the front cover, with some more Lindy's in Clam Bake Beige and what's the other one? South Shore Sand. And that one is the Toto's Tornadoes Black. And then I go over it with the Jack Frost just because it was a little too dark for me, even though I do cover it up. And I did use some of that textures on that Leaky Shed chipboard piece that you saw earlier. I'm using the Clam Bake Beige and the, oh my goodness, what's this one? South Shore Sand on the back of the paper, so when I roll it, it's not completely white. So I just tore it, and then now I'm just rolling the pieces back to give it a really shabby look. And I put down the paper there, and this is the Nature Garden paper. And I used some natural color cheesecloth, and I got my cheesecloth on Amazon. Fairly cheap. I don't think, I mean, it goes a long way, so I mean, it's worth it. It gives a lot of texture and shabbiness to your projects. So I'm layering now a journaling card, and I'm just tearing the edges just to keep the layering, and rolling the paper back. I do end up spraying it with some of the with this South Shore Sand and the Clambake Beige that you can see there. And here is just some flowers. I shared with you most of what I used in the beginning of the video. It's the Odette flower, and I did actually change it. I did have a few packs of these, so I ended up ripping that one off later on. You don't see it, but in the picture you could probably tell. But just gluing that down, and there's that Kaiser Craft rub-on. I love it. Such a great saying. And I used a chipboard piece from the Engraver collection, as you could see there right behind that Odette flower. And I am a very messy crafter. Half the reason why I don't do a lot of these videos is because the mess that I make is just horrendous, and when I'm doing my projects, I just push it all to the side if I'm doing a video. If I'm not doing the video, then I can just leave everything and, you know, being a mess. As you can see, I mean, I'm trying to keep it clean and it's still really messy. I use some gesso to kind of whitewash the canvas there. And now I'm just tearing the paper. All the paper is from the Prima Nature Garden collection. And there's some of that trim from the Piece by Piece. Right there, I love this. It's just perfect just to kind of peek, you know, to layer behind things, and so it peeks out. That's a Leaky Shed Studio Butterfly, and I'm just randomly spraying. That is the South Shore Sand, and now I'm taking some of the textures. It's going pretty fast, you guys. Wanted to make sure that I got it all in one video. So if you have any questions, make sure to ask me, and I will try to answer as best as I can. And I didn't do all of the pages, but a few of them. So if you have any questions on what I did on a particular page, just let me know, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Just layering the papers and putting them down, and there's the Crafters Workshop brick mask, and I used the South Shore Sand randomly, and then I'm taking the Jack Frost just to lighten it up a little bit. And that is some lace that was actually from a DT package a long time ago. I'm wanting to say almost like a year and a half ago. And it was very wide lace, and I had cut it a lot of for my projects, and that's what I had left. So layering the trims together there, and putting some flowers. Those are those Prima flowers, and I put a little Prima chipboard piece there with the fairy. Just gluing that down. And I love the look of these flowers with the fairy. It's just really cute. And now I'm taking some, I sprayed it with the South Shore Sand and the Clambake Beige. That's the colors that I've been using throughout the album. So I use some Glue and Seal, and that's the Tim Holtz the tissue paper, and I kind of just put some gesso and some textures and modeling paste, and then I added that floral trim there, and let's see, sprayed that, and I actually end up taking this piece off. I use a different trim, and I'm using some E6000 just because when it's wet it doesn't want to stick when I use hot glue, so E6000 works pretty well. So I use a lot of the cheesecloth behind there, just layering these journaling cards, and the journaling cards are perfect for the mini albums. And this is the last page. I just put the lace on it, this very, very wide lace, gorgeous lace. And then I just layer some paper, and I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it went by fast and I didn't do every page, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.